This dagger is pretty cool. But is it good? And is it worth it? So in this video, I'll be talking about this new plasma blade dagger. I'll be explaining how it works and whether or not it's worth your joy medals. So this dagger, go to the first forge, it increases Wander's attack by 28%. Then at the start of battle, or when an ally does a mighty skill, activate Harmonic Element. So Harmonic Element activates based on a number of Flames of Desire effects. So Flame of Desire is basically this one, Harmony. Flames of Desire is basically an overlapping type on the team. And for this dagger to activate, you need 2 Flames of Desire. So since there are 4 characters on the team, that means 2 of them must be the same, the other 2 must be the same. It has to be something like this, maybe 2 physical, then 2 fire. Your persona needs to be also a matching type. And it needs to be something like this, so 2 fire and 2 physical. You can just click the harmony here, you see there's 2. You need to have 2 to activate. So if you have 1 Flame of Desire, you increase Wander's attack by 15% and armor damage by 9%. And 50% of these effects are given to your other allies. Then when you have 2 Flame of Desire, you increase party's crit damage by 9%. So the thing about this dagger is that this dagger has 2 conditions to activate. The first one, of course, is the Flame of Desire stack. You need 2 of them to activate. The other is you have to use an Almighty skill. Basically, this dagger only works for Almighty characters, and more specifically, Akechi. The reason why Akechi works well for this dagger is because of this passive. You can activate Flames of Desire for anybody on the team. So that means if you're Akechi on the team, you don't actually need matching types. You don't need overlapping types. In fact, with Akechi, you want to separate all the types to get this to 45%. So if you're Akechi, you can easily get 3 Flames of Desire. And Akechi is obviously an Almighty character, which means you can activate the dagger. So the next thing you're probably wondering is, what about the twins? Will the twins work with the dagger? Technically yes, they will, but the conditions are super strict. So imagine, let's say if I put a twin sweeper, then of course this dagger is only for main DPS Akechi and sweeper twins. Outside of that, you don't use the dagger, because they buff only Almighty damage. So technically, okay, it's not exactly buff Almighty damage, but it activates when you do an Almighty skill. So twins, if you use as support, can still activate this passive, but the strict condition is 2 or more Flames of Desire, which is not easy to fulfill. So okay, let's say I will put twins as a sweeper. Twins is an Almighty, which means that you need to put an Almighty persona in front. That's the first condition. Okay, and that's the first Flame of Desire. The second Flame of Desire must come from the 2 other characters. So you need to have the same time. And how do you do that? You have to run like, I don't know man, very wacky team like called, what are the electric we do even now? I don't even know how to build a team for 2 Flame of Desire for DPS twins. I don't think you can, I don't think you even can, honestly. Like okay, maybe you can do something like Tempest Wind and maybe another Wind character, maybe like Morgana or something, which I don't think is even worth using. So my point is, this dagger has strict conditions, so if you use them for twins, the team building needs to be very specific. And obviously, Morgana is not a good character, so I don't even think it's worth using the dagger. At that point, you might as well use like, I don't know, Ex Machina. Ex Machina then replace Morgana with a better healer, or you can just use Starry Compass or something. So not really worth using this dagger for twins. And obviously, putting an Almighty persona here means that you are limited. It means that one slot is used up for an Almighty persona, so it makes team building more difficult. But if you can pull it off somehow, then sure. I don't really see any other like supports that can work well for the twins, because you need 2 types of the same, right? If anybody can think of anything that's even remotely good, sure. Maybe something like this can work. You can use a buffer twin. It needs to be A1 though, because A1 can use more skill 3, so you can have 100% uptime for the dagger. Maybe something like this works. It's possible, but again, it's very specific team composition. When you do this team, the only effect you'll get is the party crit damage increase, and I guess a bit of attack, so the Almighty damage is kinda useless. So overall, in a nutshell, only get this dagger if you are running Akechi as main DPS, because this dagger is obviously only built for Akechi, and technically Akechi's buffs also buff this weapon, because this weapon is not really useful when you're using Akechi as sub DPS, because his damage isn't really high. But as main DPS, you use this dagger, and you only get this dagger again if you're using main DPS Akechi. And I will just maybe get to R1, that's all. You just stop here. But if you have a lot of joy medals, you can get to R3, or even R5 if you really like Akechi and you plan to use Akechi a lot.